Na, 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 dun, 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 dun. Boom, dun, 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 dun. Hello, my name is Najee Abdullah, and today I'll be answering America's biggest question: does your voice matter at the ballot box? I think no, because there's a lot of requirements and obligations that will get people to stop wanting to vote or think that the vote does not matter, such as voting age. So with voting age, you have to be 18 years or older. Not only that, you have to be registered to vote and show voting ID. And being registered to vote is a whole process in itself, which is one of the reasons why people might not want to, just because it's a long process and you have to go through steps and steps to prove that you are able to vote. And being registered to vote, showing your ID, being over 18, there's a lot of obligations and a lot of things preventing you from wanting to vote, because it could be a long process and take forever to get registered and then actually vote. And knowing the candidates is also another thing as well. Public opinion can also play a huge role into deciding or making a full decision whether a vote count or not, such as media corruption. The media doesn't always tell both sides. It usually divides us more. It's usually more focused on drama more than good things. Hardly in the media will you see things that are trying to unite the people instead of trying to divide us and try to, obviously they say they're not to be biased, but yeah, you have people like Fox News on the left, and you have people on the right who are purposely being far right, far left, to where you can purposely see what they're trying to get you, and people are not looking at both stories and just looking at what they want to see, which is also called cognitive bias as well. Also, not only the cognitive bias, there's more of a factor where you have politicians trying to win over their other candidate, not trying to fix problems, trying to debate each other. We should be trying to obviously just fix the issues instead of debating, and that is a huge problem. Why that people are just they think completely different ways than it's the politicians, because they don't know how to gain the people. Back then, obviously, it used to be different. It used to be just one problem, and everybody used to agree on it. And now it's more I'm smarter than this candidate, and I'm smarter than this candidate, and why? So I think public opinion plays a big role into deciding whether our voices count or not. Also, political ideology also plays a big role as well. You have the far left thinking that the government needs to help people, and you have the conservatives, which is also the far right, think that we need a smaller government. And the problem is that they're not working together. Instead of they're just kind of fighting each other, debating each other. Sometimes like the government shutdown. It's been the longest one in U.S. history. You have the far left and the far right just fighting each other instead of sitting down and thinking how we can actually solve solutions, instead of just trying to fight each other instead of trying to win over each other, which is also another big thing that can go into whether our voices are heard at the ballot box or not. Also, we have to talk about the Electoral College. So with the Electoral College, the smaller states don't always get recognized too much because the Electoral College number might be low as well. But also the popularity vote, right? Because even though a state might vote red, the Electoral College representative could vote completely different, which is also a biggest deal, because are we really being heard if a guy can just switch his opinion and he's not voting off of what the state wanted? Also, some states, they have divided, so it's like 3 for red and 2 for blue. That I feel like is more reasonable. I feel like we should have more of that. That would be helpful. And I think that would make people want to vote more because their voices are heard. Also, after the winning candidate wins, they don't really do what the people wanted as well. So I think that's also why people think that the voices aren't heard. But the Electoral College needs to do better with making sure that the representative votes on behalf of the state and votes on behalf of the people. With that all being said, today we have talked about voting age / voting requirements. We have talked about the public opinion, political ideology, and the Electoral College and people's voices. With that all being said, I think we have covered the basis of answering the biggest question: does your voice matter at the ballot box? And for all these reasons, I am saying no, our voices do not count. Thank you. Have a great day.